Hello. Today we're going to do a couple of easy techniques for people who spend a lot of time at the computer. This is something that I do, and I think a lot of us do spend a lot of time at the computer or looking at other kinds of screens or driving or in some kind of position where our arms are forwards and our heads are forwards of our bodies, and there's more of an intense concentration towards the space in front of us. So what happens when you're looking at something intently, as you look at a computer screen or as you look at a book or look through your windshield as you're driving, is that your eyes have to make a hard focus. So you're focusing at the space in front of you, and oftentimes that space is pretty much directly in front of you, like a screen or like a book. And the muscles that control your eye movement and control your eye focus are located at the back of your skull at a place called the occiput. So if you bring your hands to the base of your skull and feel the ridge underneath, and there's kind of an indentation in the middle of that ridge, that's called the occiput. And the muscles that control your eye movements, the subtle eye movements, are called the suboccipitals. So they are underneath the occiput. And you might be able to feel them move. Again, they're small intrinsic muscles, but you might be able to feel them move if you close your eyes. And you could use your hands if you wanted. You could touch the occiput again, or you could just bring your attention to that area. And then look as hard as you can to the left, and then to the right. So if you look side to side, you may feel kind of a shift through this area of the suboccipitals. So again, when we're looking at something very intently, this part of the body gets strained. And because the eyes are moving in a forward, hard, focused direction, then these muscles do one thing for a while. So just like if you're, holding a cup for a long time, the muscle in your hand will start to get tight. Same thing with the eyes. Now, the other thing that happens when your eyes are looking forwards, when your attention is going forwards, is that since the cranium, since your skull is kind of thrust forwards like this, then the jaw, the TMJ joint, gets tight because it's not able to rest back. So the front, this kind of top part of the cranium is being pulled forwards, and then the mandible or the jaw is kind of crunched back. So oftentimes, tightness around here can also lead to tightness around here. So we'll do a couple of things that you can practice anytime, any place, and regularly throughout your day. So the first thing is, let's just start by closing the eyes and taking a couple of deep breaths in and out. And what I'd like you to do is actually relax your eye gaze and feel that the back part of your eyeballs can widen and release back into your brain. And that any forward moving attention or energy through the eyes can soften. And as you release the backs of the eyeballs, try and actually relax your brain. Relax the frontal lobe of the brain underneath your forehead, behind the eyebrows, between your temples. Relax the bridge of your nose, your cheekbones, and your tongue. And just notice how that simple relaxation of the head and of the face and your breathing affects your mental state. Okay. So what we're going to do next is we're going to open our mouths. I'm going to open my mouth as wide as I can get, to the top, to the bottom, and to either side. And I'm going to hold my mouth open fairly wide for about a count of 5. And then I'm going to close my mouth, bringing the lips together, not the teeth, just the lips, slowly for about a count of 10. So let's do this together. I won't be able to talk because my mouth will be open, but maybe our counts will be similar. So go ahead and open your mouth as wide as you can get, up, down, and to the sides. And hard to close it. So closing the mouth softly in that way, after you stretch these muscles around the jaw, you can close the mouth very, very softly, and it starts to train these muscles to not grip. So often, especially if you're sleeping, if you tighten the jaw, the mouth will shut just in response to stress. So we start to train these muscles to close slowly and to close without force. So this is hard to do and talk at the same time, but I'll do my best. So the next thing that we're going to do is you'll open your mouth and then kind of move your mandible, your lower jaw, a little bit side to side. And then again, open your mouth as wide as you can, and then close your mouth as slowly as you can. So go ahead and open your mouth wide. Ha. Ha. Good. So now we'll keep the front part of the mouth, the lips and the teeth, not closed tightly, but together. And then what you can do is, keeping the front part of the mouth together, think about opening the back molars away from each other. So now you'll be lengthening the inner muscles of the jaw and the TMJ. So the front part of the mouth stays more closed, and then you're going to try and pull the back molars away from one another. And you should feel kind of an opening around here. And these, the deeper scalene and neck muscles will kind of pull down, and it might open your ears as well. All right. And then the last exercise with mouth that we'll do is, again, you're going to open your mouth as wide as you can, and then you're going to stick out your tongue forwards and down, like you're going to try and touch your chin, but you don't need to touch your chin. And you're going to make your tongue as wide and as long as you can. And then, just like with the mouth closing, you'll slowly retract it back in and then slowly close the mouth. So we'll do it together. Now, why would stretching the tongue be important? Your tongue is one of the top or uppermost portions of your digestive chain. So particularly for those of you who have digestive things, problems, issues, stretching the tongue is really helpful and very important to kind of increasing good circulation and movement through the entire digestive chain. And stretching the tongue also helps stretch the throat, which can help us have better breath and easier voice. So you could think about more of the metaphor of what your tongue is that it creates the sound of your voice, and it also helps create saliva, which is important for healthy digestion, efficient absorption. So stretching the tongue, very good to do. All right, so now we'll do some eye exercises. And again, eye exercises help to relax the back part of the brain. This is where your brain stem is, and the more like primal instinctual area of the brain. And when it's tightened, that part of our being is much more reactive, and we tend to get more easily stressed out and respond to situations in ways that are probably not needed, like more of the fight or flight thing that happens, and less of a calm and just wider perspective on things. So if you find that you're getting easily reactive and stressed out, maybe taking some time to do eye exercises and, again, relaxing the front part of the brain will be helpful to you. So we'll start, again, just by softening the focus, and feel that this front portion of the face and the head can relax. And then let your eyes drift downwards. And then let them turn all the way to the left, to your left, and look into the leftmost corners of your eyes. And then roll the eyes up towards the eyebrows. And then roll the eyes as far as you can to your right. And then roll the eyes back downwards towards the floor, towards your cheekbones. And then roll them both in towards the tip of your nose. Okay. And then bring them back down towards the floor. And then roll them as far as you can to your right. And then upwards towards the ceiling or your eyebrows if you're outside. And then over to your left. And then back down towards the floor. And then in towards the tip of the nose. And then up towards the meeting of the eyebrows. And then up towards the top of your eyebrows. And then straight down towards the floor, towards the cheekbones. And then relax the eyes here. And take a deep breath and allow the eyes to open. Okay, and just notice if there are any changes in the feeling of your brain. And then we'll work towards more of the neck area. And you can take gentle head rolls. So let your head move down, or your chin move down towards your chest, and then reach your chin over to your left shoulder. And then reach your chin up towards the ceiling. And then over to the right and down. So we're going to think about making these circles really from the chin. And in this way, focusing on opening the throat and more of the front side and more frontward sides of the neck. But also in this way, giving support to the muscles at the back of the neck. So we're lengthening in the front. Good. And then switch directions and go the other way. And reach with the chin. And And the next time your chin comes down to your chest, stay there. Okay. And if it's comfortable, you could bring your hands behind your head and just allow the weight of the arms to come down. So you're not pulling your head, you're just letting the elbows rest. Send your breath into the back side of the neck, into the back side of the spine. If this does not feel good, do not use your hands. Just let your head hang down. Try and relax the occiput. And relax the jaw joint. Good. And then release your hands from the back of your skull and roll your left ear to your left shoulder. Okay. And then as heavy as you can be with your head here, so that the right side releases down from the ear to the top of the shoulder. And now here you can kind of turn your chin upwards or over towards the floor, and you'll get into different parts of the scalene muscles which attach your head to the top of the body. So to your collarbone, to your shoulder, to the outer and the back side of the shoulder, from the ear and the jaw. And maybe there's some part of that muscle that feels more important to spend some time, and if so, then do. And then if you want more emphasis here, you could bring your right hand behind your back, and you could interlace your left fingers around your right fingers and just pull with your left hand. You use the pull of your left hand, relax your right hand. And again, you can explore with your chin direction. Okay. And then we'll come over to the other side, so you could release your hands again. And just roll the chin through the chest and bring the right ear over to the right shoulder. And often one side of the neck is very different than the other. So maybe on this side there's a different sweet spot. Just consciously relaxing as much weight of your head as possible. And again, if you want more, you could bring your left hand behind your back and grab your left hand with your right hand and just pull it over. And try and keep the left arm as relaxed as you can. All right, and then let's bring the chin down towards the chest. And now you can bring both of your hands behind your back and interlace your fingers. And try and pull your entire palm to touch, so you're not kinking at the carpal tunnel. And press straight down so that the tops of the shoulders start to widen. And then without thrusting the spine forward, so you're not doing a back bend, just lift the head upright. Okay. And maybe there's space here for you to start to move your knuckles back. But again, the heels and the hands touch. And we're just going to continue to breathe into the uppermost portion of the lungs. So underneath your collarbones and underneath your shoulders. Really try and expand your breath. And we're not doing a back bend, so the lower ribs aren't thrusting forwards. We're just going to continue to widen in the kidney area. And then breathe into the breastbone and into the breast tissue. And then release. And shake out your hands. So then let's just take a couple of squeezes up and rolls back with the shoulders. You can squeeze up and roll back. And squeeze forwards and up. And roll back. Good. And then walk your shoulders back one at a time. And as you do, let that side of your ribs follow. So you can kind of mobilize your thoracic spine a bit there and continue to squeeze up and roll back. Okay, and then take both of your shoulders up and forwards. Okay, and squeeze the shoulder blades together and up and forwards. And together and up and forwards. Really squeezing them in and then relaxing them down. Okay. And then one at a time, just walk your shoulders forwards. And again, let your ribs follow. All right, you can shake out both of your shoulders. And we'll finish with a little bit of work for the wrists. So go ahead and bring your right fingertips into your left hand, and you're just going to push forwards, kind of pull back the hand and flex the wrist. And you can push through the heel of your hand and just let your right arm bone just rest into your shoulder, so you're not thrusting forwards in the shoulder. And then you can do the opposite action like so. Just pull your fingertips back in towards your body. Okay, and then let's switch sides. So use your right hand and pull your left fingertips back. And again, push forwards through the heel of the hand. And let your arm bone rest back into the shoulder. Okay, and then draw the fingertips down towards the floor and push forwards through the top of the wrist. Okay, and then you can interlace your fingers and make circles in one direction with your wrists. Click. And then go the other direction. Okay, and then do this thing. And go the other way. And then you can hold your hands in front of you like this. And what I'm going to do now is try and relax my left hand, but really squeeze my right knuckles. So I'm using my right hand to pull, and I'm just going to traction over and get some space in that left wrist joint. And then I'll switch. So I'm squeezing with the left hand and pulling the right. Okay. I'm going to release my hand, shake them out. And then spread my fingers. You can imagine here like you have one of those beautiful fans, like a fan dancer, and those are your fingers, and you're just going to kind of spiral them around and really articulate the fingers as they move, and spread them out and go in as many directions as you can. And then finally, and this is for those of you that type a lot, it's a great kind of opening for or release for the carpal tunnel. You're going to bring your thumbs into your palms like so, and close your fingers around the thumbs, and then straighten your elbows, bring your hands forwards like you're driving, okay, and then tip your knuckles down towards the floor. So the thumb side of the hand is upwards towards the ceiling, and your little finger side of the hand is tipping towards the floor, and you should feel, it's pretty immediate, this line right here from the thumb up into the radius bone, but the connective tissue between them. Good one. Okay, and then shake up your hands again. Relax the shoulders, and just go ahead and close your eyes once more and breathe upwards all the way up. Full inhale. See if you can really open the throat as you inhale and let your breath come all the way up into your brain. And then exhale out your mouth. Just a few more times like that. So as you inhale, breathe all the way up. Imagine your inhale coming and sweeping through all of your mini thoughts and to-do lists. And then exhale and relax them. One more time. Okay.